Set a timer for 20 minutes.
Okay, 20 minutes and counting.
Alright guys, welcome to Dream Chaser Diaries. I am Sandy. These are Dream Chaser Diaries. If you guys are wondering why I'm doing this, the reason is because I feel like there's a space for, a conversation like this where, people like you, whatever, situation or level of the process you're in, can come and we can just hang out and talk about the hustle, talk about the grind, and talk about this long journey to success. Since this is episode 1, I should probably introduce myself. So my name is Sandy. I live in New York. I'm 21 years old. I'm a freelance everything, videographer, photographer, ideally anything that people would pay me to do, because ideally I'm just a creative when it really comes down to it. I live in New York. I've been living in New York for most of my life, and my creative journey didn't really start until about 17. When I was in high school, I really didn't want to go to college. I didn't enjoy college. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. But it just felt weird, it felt really weird. It didn't feel like it was for me. And then I ran into a friend of mine that did YouTube. He played Roblox. Shout out to Anthony Russo. That's my boy. And then, he was at 100K on YouTube, and, he was really, telling me like, yo, like you should, do this, like, go hard. It's possible. So I did that. I went full force on YouTube. We decided to work on a video game together. That was my first like entrepreneurial thing. We worked on a video game for 3 months during high school. That's when I kind of like, my high school career kind of just dipped, and I was like, you know what, don't really care about school. Got out of that 3 months later, got back into vlogging, got into Gary Vee, ran into one of D-Rock's retweets from my boy Freddie Periscindolo. Shout out to you, homie. And he was looking for a videographer to travel with him full time, and I was like, yo, I want to do that, because at this point I had already been out of school for some time. I graduated June 2017, and so then I got the opportunity to travel a couple months later after just keep trying YouTube, just doing the regular 9 to 5 at a restaurant. So I went traveling. I left January 27th or something like that, and I left for 5 months. So that was like my first like big break. I was like, oh my God, this is the reward for chasing your dreams. And I did that, and it was awesome. It was really cool. I went to 9 different countries in 5 months, and I gained all the confidence I really needed to just continue this journey. I came back. I wanted to get back into New York City, get back into the full speed of things. And since then, I've just been really focusing on my client business. Started making money from being a creator, which was huge for me. That really, the 5-month trip gave me the confidence, and the ability to make money just gave me the freedom. And that together is, a mean recipe for success, So yeah, so now I'm here, back on this grind again. Right now I'm trying to get my vlog channel to grow, because I have some big connections right now in the vlog game, and I've always wanted to become a vlogger and entertainer, and I was like, what other better way than use this opportunity that I've always wanted to do, that it just makes the most sense right now. Like, I've always done it, but now now is like, okay, now you better do it, and you better do it right. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing right now. And I want to create this series because I feel like so many times over and over again, you're in this creative journey, you're in this like dream chaser journey, and it can feel like you're alone. I remember feeling alone all the time. It just feels like people don't understand you. You feel like, everybody's against you. And that's really not the case. Thankfully in New York, I found myself like a little community of dream chasers. And we all, uplift each other, and we all motivate each other to the point where it's like, no idea is crazy, There's no crazy idea. And if we do say, yo, that's crazy, it's in the best way possible, like nothing, You know, like, we don't put you down, and that, you know, took some time to find and get to. But I was like, damn, like, what if I could do that for somebody else? So that's why I'm doing this. I want to, you know, bridge the difficulty, or bridge the obstacle of, like, oh, we don't need to meet in person. You know, one thing COVID has taught me is, like, you don't really need to be in person to, you know, make things happen. Like, you know, learn with the flow. So I was like, if I can create this, like, dream chaser community and, you know, have these important conversations regardless of location, you know, and time, because I could have this conversation with you guys right now, you guys could listen to it from a year from now and it can still be as beneficial. I was like, yo, that's awesome. You know, this is like a super dope time capsule that we can just pass around across the globe. But yeah, I really wanted to open this up to everybody. Right now, I don't really see myself live streaming this, but I kind of wanted to just throw it up on YouTube and, you know, open up the conversation to all the dream chasers, and have you guys jump in the comments, you know, DM me, and, like, let's talk, let's uplift each other. If you guys have any questions, any of that stuff, like, let's get to it. You know, let's start it with this. You know, I think finding. Well, let me actually talk about this. And I want to just reiterate why it's so important to surround yourself with like-minded people, and again, why I really want to create this. Motivation from within is huge to do what we're trying to do, right? If you're trying to achieve a dream, you're most likely trying to achieve something that most people consider impossible, and that's just because they've limited themselves. I heard this really great quote recently. That's if you think you can, you're right. But if you think you can, you're right. Or if you think you can't, you're also right. You know, and that's just along the lines of, if you think something is possible, you know, you can do it. I believe in you. You know, go for it. But if you think something's not possible, you've already limited yourself to even the possibility of it being possible. So at the end of the day, you know, we're dream chasers. We make shit happen. You know, we make the impossible happen. I think a really great example is a lot of people when they bring up, you know, and this isn't like the way I used to think about a dream chaser was, ideally I used to think dream chasers were losers, right? Because I was one of those people. You know, I was one of those people in the Matrix. You know, it's like, oh, you can't be an artist. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna make money? Like, that's one of people's main concerns. But that's just because they're uneducated in the field, which is totally fine. You know, to each their own. But now that I know that, now that I know what, how beneficial, or, you know, how possible it is to become a dream chaser, to be, you know, to do what you love full time, it's great. So the example is, you know, people used to think that making $1 million in a day was impossible. Then one man did it, and then 100 more people did it that year. And it wasn't that it wasn't impossible, it was just that people needed to see that it was possible. Same thing for the, you know, running a marathon in less than 2 hours. Same thing for running a mile in under 4 minutes. Like, these are all just examples of people thought it was impossible, then somebody did it, and then boom, that's all the proof they needed. So that's happened to me. It happened to me with my friend Anthony Russo, and I mean, it happens to everybody, and I feel like in different ways. But finding that motivation within yourself is super, super difficult. But once you get there, I feel like the next thing is finding motivation from the people around you. If you can have motivation from people around you, it's massive. If you want to get somewhere quick, go by yourself. If you want to go somewhere far, go with others. Pretty sure I butchered the quote, but that's another great quote. And that's ideally where I am right now, you know, community building and having people around you that can just push you, and you guys can push each other. It's amazing. It's just like, it's uplifting, it's motivating, and it really helps you keep yourself accountable. You know, it helps you stay focused on what's really important. A lot of times people, and you know, me especially, you know, you forget how important success is. And success is a cliche, you know, it's different for every people, but, you know, when I say success, you know, whoever's listening to this, you already know what it is for you. And sometimes people forget how bad they want that. And the only reason why they forget it is because they love comfort. At the end of the day, you have to want the discomfort, because the discomfort is what leads to the success. And you have to also realize that the discomfort is worth it, because the pain, the joy and the relief and the happiness you will get from that success outweighs the discomfort. So it's really just, that's the formula, you know. And it's a beautiful thing when you can realize it, because, you know, for me right now, and I'll be honest, for me, one of my difficulties is endurance when it comes to staying motivated and staying focused. I can do it for a couple days out of the month, but at the end of the day, I get trapped into the comfort, I get trapped into the money, I get trapped into just, you know, things that really don't matter, and then I end up getting unhappy, and then I end up getting motivated, and then I end up getting back on it, and then the discomfort is too much, so I go back into the comfort, and it's like a cycle that keeps repeating, you know. And it's disappointing looking back at it, but I learn from it every time. So it wasn't a failure completely, you know. I personally believe that you only fail if you stop trying. So I mean, I've tried and tried and tried and tried, and I'm trying again. I think I'm on day 4 of my workout routine. I decided that I, you know, want to feel healthy. I want to feel motivated, and I also feel like, you know, fitness, especially for me, helps me stay on this path of like dream chasing, you know, and it helps me wake up in the morning, it helps me feel good about myself, and that is just good momentum for the rest of the day. So I'm 4 days in. I decided to order an Apple Watch because I want to keep track of my calories burned and my exercise. I ideally wanted it to be my fitness assistant. So I have the Apple Watch here, it's pretty dope. And so yeah, I'm on day 4 of burning 1,000 calories of working out every single day. And it's not easy, it really isn't easy, but every single day that I push through those 1,000 calories, I learn something about discomfort. And I feel like a lot of people, or just some people, learn it from, you know, discipline that is imposed on them. I feel like some people learn it from work. You know, they get pushed to work extra hours, then they learn something from those extra hours, and they feel good. But for me, I didn't care about school. I didn't have too much discipline at home because my mom was always working and my dad wasn't there. And you know, one thing for me that I really almost was yearning for was military experience. I was like, because I really want that discipline so I can, you know, stay focused on my goal whenever I have one. But now that I'm on this 4-day journey, I'm kicking my own ass every single day so I can learn something and I can get stronger every single day. I think a lot of people don't make the connection of how valuable discomfort is. I made a video one time, and it's funny because, like, I feel like I make a little bit of success and then I go all the way back to the beginning, make a little bit more success than last time and go all the way back to the beginning. I made a video called Choose Your Pain, and it's because in life you experience 2 pains: the pain of regret or the pain of discomfort. And discomfort is, or no, regret or discipline, and discipline is the uncomfortable one. Regret is the one of comfort, because you know you get to do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, you'll know that it wasn't really what you wanted. So I'm trying to choose that path again of discipline, of like, you know, staying on track, you know, following the discomfort, learning from it, and doing what I gotta do, even though it may be difficult. Because at the end of the day, that's why, you know, it's so rare for people to become successful, because it's super difficult. I know that that's the important thing, and that's what I want to do with my life, so on, so on, so on. So today's day 4 of that. I'm at 1,000 calories right now. It's 6 p.m. Yeah, I mean, I'm tired, but being tired at 6 p.m. and knowing that I have more hours in the day, now I know that when I'm tired at 8 o'clock in the morning and my video has to go up at noon, I know that that tiredness, because I've been through it, doesn't mean anything and will not stop me, because I've pushed past it in the past. So at the end of the day, that's where I am right now. And guys, this is the point of the video where, you know, I ask for your feedback, because I want to do these videos every single day. I want to create an environment where you guys can tap in and, you know, we can connect, and you guys can feed from my energy and I can feed from your energy. So I want you guys commenting. I want you guys, you know, DMing me. Let's make this happen. Let's create this like little community of dream chasers, and, you know, let's make shit happen. I'm Sandy. This is the Dream Chaser Diaries, and I'll see you guys in the next one tomorrow. If you guys aren't checking out my vlog channel, you guys should check it out. It's Chimpino, Chimpino. That is also my Instagram. So yeah, guys, check me out. Let's stay connected and let's make shit happen. See you guys tomorrow.